Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Angela here. Always good to see you. Well, today we're making a start on our Christmas journal again, and I am going to show you how I organize my pages for the signatures. So that's what we're going to do first of all, and then I've got a lovely little project directly afterwards as well. A great place to store all your ephemera. All right, so let's get started. Now, if you haven't seen my last video where I show you what I'm going to be using for this journal, and also the pages I'm printing on the underside of the journal pages, etc., then please go and have a look at the last video. I show you all of that information. Right, so we have 16 journal pages which we need to organize, and the way I do that is I separate them according to what I have here and what's on the back. Oh, here's Abby making a little entrance. Hi Abby, take a seat, take a pew. Right, so the way I've set up the printing on the back, on the underside of these, is also in line with the way I want to sort them out to a large extent as well. Okay, so this is going to be the front page for one of the first signature, so I'm going to put it like that. And I think I've got 8 of these sort of scenes. Now I've got gold there and the red version there, and then I've got red here, so I'm going to put that one there, and I think I've got gold on that one, so I separate it out so that I've got red and gold there and red and gold there. Okay, then I've got the holly and the mistletoe, and I'm just going to put one of each there like that. And then I've got green on the back there and red on the back there. So these are the last 2 pages. So now they both got green and red. So it's just a case of, I'm going to look at these pictures here. I'm going to put that one there because we've got one of those further back, and I'm going to go with that over there. All right, so that's there. So we've got even colors and things going on. Then I've got 2 of these pages, the writing pages with the lines. One's got a red and one's got a green. Because I've just put a red there, I'm going to just put the red on that side and the green there. On the back of that, I've got those patterns, and then I've got the 2 the robin and the cardinal. So I'm going to switch that up because I've got a red there. I'll put the red there and the green here. All right, so I should have 4 pages left, which are these double page patterns. 2 are red and 2 are green. Okay, I tend to just turn them over and see what I want to do here. So with these 2, I've got baubles and trees, and with these 2, the rest before pretty similar, got gifts and poinsettias. So I don't really have anything that's you know, either here or there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a green there, a green there, a red there, and I've got the Father Christmas there, so I'll put that one there. Right, so there we have the pages divvied up. Right, so there's 8 there and 8 there. Okay, then what I do is I go and take, I said collect 2 music sheets. I'm just going to put them on the pile like that. Then we have 8 of these double-sided printed lace pages. This is one of my digitals that I use a lot. I like it because it sort of breaks up the bright colors and things in the kit. I want 2 there and 2 there. And then the tea stain or coffee stain, whatever you use, I've got 4 of these. I want 2 there and 2 there. And then last but not least, I've got 4 of the double-sided altered book pages. I've printed 4 of the designs. You get 8 designs. I've printed 4 on the front and the other 4 on the back. All right, so you've got all 8 designs, but they are different on the front and the back. So I'm just going to put 2 on each side. It doesn't really matter which 2, so I'm going to just go like that. Now I like that they're shorter, wider, and all sorts of different things going on here. All right, So there we go. Now probably will end up putting a paper bag in here at some point, but I'll get to that. I don't sew my signatures in at the start, so that gives you options. All right, so now what you want to do is you want to go and fold those all in half. So I'm not going to bore you with all of that, but you want to just get those nicely in half like that, and the rest of the pack as well. Okay, so I've folded everything up. I have made 1 or 2 tweaks to 2 things, which I'll show you shortly. The first one is with the music page. I folded it in half that way, and then I've just folded 2 inches up like that to make it a slightly different height. And then on one of my tea stain pages, this is for each signature, I did it. I have just folded that over 2.5 inches on the one side, doesn't matter which side, and then I've just folded the rest of it 1/2 inch further down like that, okay, for each signature, and the rest I've kept the same. All right, so that's what I did there. Right, so I think it was something like that. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is decide which page you want to have as the front of your signature. So I'm going to go with the Father Christmas and the reindeer for this one, and I think for this one I quite like that one. I'm just seeing if or we could have the Christmas tree like that. Actually, I quite think I prefer that one. Okay, so that's the one we're going to have on the top. So let's just put that one aside for the minute and bring these down. So you start like this, and then you've got these double pages, these scenic ones. I've got 4 for each, so I want to separate those out. So I'm opening them all up like this first of all. Okay, I've got red there. I'm going to put some green, gold and red so that I've got it like that. Then I've got a reading page like that and a reading page with a bird on. And then I want to put it in between these 2. So I've got 2 like that. I'm going to put a reading page. Yeah. What's on this one? Okay, and then 2 like that and a reading page. So now I have that one, a reading page, that one, and a reading page. All right, now we've got these that have little designs on each side. We've got 2 of those. All right, so I'm going to separate them again. So I'm going to separate these 2 layouts. So I've got that, and I'm just looking. I'm going to bring in a bit of cream, so we'll put that one there. We've got that there. We've got a reading page. We've got this, the full, and then I'm going to put the other one over here. All right, and then we've got our reading page. That sort of separates the type of designs like that. I hope that makes sense. Let's do it again with this one. Okay, let's just take those pages, and these belong here. Right, so this is our front page. Yeah, and I've got these 4 which I open up, the first 4. Those are the solid designs right across the page. Then I've got 2 reading pages, this one and the bird. So this has got a little bit of red. I'm going to put it between these, this one here, right? And then this one's got that, and I'm going to put it in between here. So we've got 2 solid, a reading page, 2 solid designs and a reading page. And then the same with this, I've got these double pages. All right, so we want to have 1 going in between here, and that's got a bit of green on. So let's bring some green further down. We'll put that one for the snowman there. So when we do that now, we've got a solid page, 2 pet designs, a solid page, a writing page, a solid page, and another. So this one will go in here. And then we've got the writing page there. Okay, so we've done that with both of them. Now what we want to do is we want to separate these a little bit further. So you've got your two reading pages, your altered book pages, and I tend to not put an altered book page right here. I tend to end up putting either a creamier page or a tea stain page. So I'm going to put the creamer page in here like that. Then I'm going to put a tea stain page, and I'm going to go with the one that I folded like that to make a few layers. All right, and then I'm going to go with a book page. All right, so we'll go with this one. Put that in there. All right, then we'll go with a cream page. Okay, and I'm also going to go with the music paper like that. Yeah, then the next one will be tea paper like that, and over here I'm going to put in the book page. I hope that makes sense, guys. Yeah, so let's try that again. All right, so we've got, first of all, we're going to go with a cream page over here. Then on the next one, we're going to do a tea stain page. And I was going to do one with this fold. All right, so we'll put that there. Yeah, and then the next one will be a reading altered book page. So let's see, let's go with a carriage. I mean, you can turn these around and have the fox there. Should we do that? Let's have the fox. How cute is he? Right, so we do that there. And then we're going to turn over and we're going to have a cream page again, like that. And again, I'm going to put in the music page there. It sort of breaks up the busyness of all of that. And then we're going to have a tea stain page. It's the postman at the door. All right, and then right over here we'll have the book page. Yeah, yeah, we'll do that. And that's everything that we're going to have in there. All right, so there's your two signatures. Now we might add an envelope, we might add a bag. So those are things that we'll get to when we do those projects. So we've already got lovely amount of space in here. I'm not going to make it overly bulky. I'll try my best not to do that. So that's going to be signature 1, that's going to be signature 2. But we will end up putting lots of projects in here. All right, but I hope to have more writing space this time, so let's leave that there. All right, now we're going to make a little project. I hope that you're excited, using one of my templates. So the templates that I'm going to use today are the pouch templates. They come with my Folio and Pouch Digital. I do have this as part of a kit as well with the background pages. So you've got your pouch base, you've got your flaps, and this inner lining here. So I'll show you what I'm going to do. Now I've cut these out. I've printed these on card, but you can print them on plain paper, copier paper, and stick them onto cereal box or something. All right, so that's what I did there. So first of all, let's start with the base piece. So I have cut out the base piece, cut one, using this background paper. All right, so all you need to do is you put this on your paper, you trace around it, and you cut it out. Now, the one thing I do need to do is, and that's why I've just got it like this, is on the back of this paper, I want to just notch my little fold lines here. Okay, so there's there, 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 and there, and there, 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 and there. All right, and then you want to do that on the opposite side as well. So I'm just taking a little bit down, so it's there, 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 and then obviously where the fold line is, there, there. Okay, so I don't need that bit for the minute. You want to get your ruler, and you just want to take your scoring tool, bone folder, or scoring tool, butter knife, whatever you have, and just link up those little marks with a score line so it's easy to fold like that. And you want to join up this middle one over here. This is going to form the base of your pouch. We're going to put our ephemera in here, or when you have your journal, you know, all those lovely little messages you get on your gifts or Christmas cards or any letters or anything over Christmas that you want to hang on to. This makes a brilliant storage case for so many things, recipes, just so many things. Gifts, great base for gifts as well. I think I've told you, I've used this so many times, but I do like having this in a Christmas journal. Right, so we want to fold that over, and then we want to just go that way, that way, that way, and that way. There we go. Press it all down, and the same over here. So now what we want to do is we want to make some liners, inner lining for that pouch. It makes it stronger, and it makes it look pretty where you don't have white either. All right, so you want 2 of these, and I have cut these out of this background paper. All right, and then the last thing we want to do is we're going to take this background page, and we're going to use the pouch top flap. We're going to cut this in 2. All right. Okay, so we're going to take this piece of paper, and I want to show you a little trick of how I go about making this. Now, I don't cut out 2 of these separately. What I do is I take this piece of paper and I fold it in half. All right, completely in half. Like that. All right. And then I open it up and I glue this whole thing with my glue stick. Now you can use a stronger glue. I am going to stitch around my lid. It's just a design feature and not a structural requirement. Alright, so that's the reason I'm using the glue stick, but any glue will suffice, and stitching is not a must. So we want to just do that like that. Now effectively, both sides are covered, and you won't have to struggle to match up one if you do it this way. All right, so we are going to turn it around like that. We're going to put the base onto the edges. The fold line is here, but it doesn't really matter which way you're going to do this. Take your pencil and slowly but surely just trace around your template like that. Okay, and then you're just going to cut that out. Now I like to use my craft knife, so scissors will work as well. Okay, so we cut that off. We cut the sides off. Take your punch and punch the corners, or you can just take your scissors These little Tim Holtz ones are so handy. And just gently, I'm doing this so showing you don't have to have a punch, just following my trace line, and there you go. And the same here. Just do it very slowly. Move the paper, not the scissors. There you go. All right, and there you have a perfectly covered lid without having to get stressed by matching all the corners up. Right, we are going to ink around it in a minute, but I want to just take my lid here and just mark the score lines, because we are going to score, and do the same here. We can rub them out, that's why I'm using pencil. All right, and then you want to just take your ruler again, like that, and just run it by matching up those lines. Okay, so now I'm just going to take my eraser and I'm going to just run it over the pencil marks there. There we go. And then I'm going to just take my distress ink. You can use any color you like. I want to just go over the edges. Right, so we've done all of that and we've got this. Now, the next thing you want to do is, before we start putting it all together, is go and get yourself a piece of packaging or cardboard. It doesn't matter what color it is underneath, we are going to cover it. All right, so what I'm going to do is, with the scraps from this gold paper here, so here I've got a scrap from that lining paper, I want to just... well, let's put some proper glue on here. I'm going to just stick that at the top there, like that. And just going to cut that off. All right. So that we'll use for another day. All right, so what I've done is I eventually cut these out. I remembered that I had a We Are Memory Keepers 1-inch punch, so I did use that. I forgot the other one wasn't working too well. It always jammed. Right, so these are 1 inch, and I just use this board to find the middle, really, which is easy when you've got a board with these blocks on. And then I just take my pokey tool and make a decent size hole there. Now, you don't have to do this if you've got a crocodile or the large crocodile, the big bite, because you can do this with an eyelet as well, you know. So I'm going to use brads, and I've just made the holes like that there. I'm going to put these brads through. I'm using bigger brads this time. You can get brads any craft shop or Amazon. I think I do have these on my Amazon favorite tools. Now guys, if you're wondering where my Amazon favorite tools link was, somebody asked me the other day. I do have it in quite a few places. Below any of my videos in the description box, press more and more again, and a whole wealth of information will drop down. Right towards the end, you'll see the various Amazon favorite tools. I have one for the US, Canada, the UK, etc. It's there. The other place is on my Instagram. I have click on my link tree and you'll find them there. But I also have them on the link tree on my YouTube homepage. So you'll see a link, click on it, and you'll find them there as well if you're wondering. Okay, so there we've got those done. I have cut out 1 square from this waste paper. I'm going to just cover that. So I want to use this. This is the lid. I did go and stitch around that just to save time. All right, you don't have to, as I said, and we've got these fold lines there as well. But I want to just find the middle here. So the way I do that is by just evening out the distance on each side, and then I can easily see where the middle is. So the middle is here, and I want to get that sort of there. Okay, so that's where I need to put it. Okay, and you can see I do this before I assemble everything. So we've got our little hole there. Right, I'm going to put that through. I'm going to turn that around and just split this pin. I tend to take my bone folder and press it in the middle so that it lies nice and flat. And then this little piece here is just to cover that up. And I'm going to just put some glue on there. This is the underside I'm sticking this to, if you're wondering. Alright, so this is just going to cover up that split pin really. It's just a aesthetic thing. And you could actually match the paper if you so felt, but I'm not going to bother. I'm just going to put it on like that, and that's good enough for me. Right, and then I'm going to take the base, alright, one of the sides, doesn't matter which side. I'm going to make that, I think I'll make that the front. So all I want to do is tuck that into the front here, the first bit, just a little bit, just to line it up, and then I can see where I need to be. All right, so get a bit of a ruler here. So that's the middle. I'm just going to draw a line here with my pencil, a couple of inch and a half long. Can always rub it out. That's just for me to find the spot. Bearing in mind the lid's going to come down to about there. All right. So I can just see it sticking out there. I'm just making it a bit longer. So this needs to be close to the bottom, and I think that's where I'm going to go with it. All right, so probably here, like that. So we want to just make a little cross there. Now I can take the eraser and just rub out the pencil line. Okay, I've got my spot. X marks the spot. I'm going to just take that and press my pokey tool through there. All right, now what I like to do for this one, even though we're going to put some paper over there, is just take a scrap of paper and get my scissors and just cut off a little bit. Any scrap paper will do here. And then I want to stick it over there just to reinforce the paper, because it's, you know, not very thick, and it's going to, I don't want it to tear. So before I put on my lining pieces, I'm going to just make a little reinforcement patch there. And now I can just go through that again. Okay, just strengthens that point for this. Right, so that can go through, right through. And we can open that up. Press it again with your, just to keep it flat. All right. Now that's the lid. We want to take these lining pieces and we want to get glue on these. So I'm going to use this glue. I want to get it to the top there, and it's slightly narrower than the piece, but that's because we're going to fold in those bits. So just hold it up, turn it over, it's easier, and then just run your fingers over there like that. You want to do exactly the same for the other side. All right, so we've got those in there. You can see it's slightly away, but that's fine. We've still got to stick these bits on. All right, so we will do that. Squash the little concertina edges in, and then let's get glue on the last piece of the flap here, and this side as well. It's easier to do them both at the same time. Now, I would suggest you grab just 2 little clips or something. And I tend to use my fingers for this. And I'm going to just pinch that in. at the bottom like that, and then just line it up over there. That's it, and then get that on there. And then I tend to use my pokey tool for this side, and you can maneuver it by just pushing it in and then line that up. Oops. With the edge and your fingers. Come on. There we go. And then while I'm at it, I'll just have some ink and put that on there. Right, and then put some ink on there. You can go and ink all these things thoroughly afterwards. Okay, so there's the front, and now you've got your lid. Now, before I put the lid on, remember we put on these score lines. So what I like to do is, I used to use my art glitter glue, but I don't have it, so I'm going to just use my glue stick, and I tend to, or even your ruler's good, yeah. So I'm going to turn it the wrong side. It's a bit hard to see on the wrong side because I didn't press very hard, but I'm going to take this and start moving it around on the score lines, and I'll show you how I shape it in a second. Alright, so we've got the score lines lifted up there, and then just take this and sort of roll it around a little bit just to give it a shape. Alright, because you're going for a sort of shape like this, and then just take your two thumbs and just move it around a bit. This last one, I tend to just give it a bit of a bend. So you're just shaping it. That's what those score lines are for. Right, and then what you tend to do is, I tend to, sometimes I put on double-sided tape, which I have in my drawer here. Right, so the drawer won't close. Right, so here's my double-sided tape. You can use glue, you don't need to use this. I tend to put it on, there's the right side, on the wrong side, so you want to just get it there, like that, right on the edge, like that. Now make sure that the right side is on the front and that they're both facing the same side, all right? And then it's just a case of finding how high or low you want it. Now for me, I'm going to go pretty close to the top there, all right? So I can see it with the double-sided tape, so it makes it a bit easier. But before you do it, just check your edges. So I'm going to go right there. I'm holding that side, and I've got that over there. All right, and it should be stuck now. I mean, double-sided tape's pretty good. All right, so there we go. That can come off. You've got your little concertina side there, and your concertina side over there, and your lid as well. And I could have folded along that one as well, but it's all good. All right, so there we have our little pouch. Now you can use if you got an ultimate bundle from me, you would have had one of these for free. And then I'm just going to put a little bit of this. I'm going to make it about 1/2 meter long. Right, so that's, what is that in inches? So you're looking at about 22 inches. Yeah, and then just find the middle. This is nice Hessian, sage color Hessian. It's really lovely. And you want to just tuck that in there I tend to make a little, not a knot, but you know, whatever this thing's called. And then I tend to join these two. So pull them together and make a knot there. Right, and then just cut those off together, and now you're able to close that up. All right, just wind it around like that. There we go. That's ample. And then I've got a few bits here I thought I would add. So these are just die cuts from the die cuts I was showing you the other day, and the cardstock. So all the details for that are on my last video if you haven't seen it. All right, so I've got that. I've got this one. So I'm going to stick these together. I think I'm going to put this on here. I'm going to then stick these alternating with the longer ones. Yeah. And then I've got a little gold one. I don't know how much of that's going to show up, but we'll give it a go. Have I got a bigger gold one? Can't remember what I cut out. No, I don't think that's going to work, so I'll use the small one. Just want a bit of the gold. Right, and then we'll stick that on top of that. Then I'm going to just take one of those little poinsettias from that adornment bundle. I think I'm going to use my Fabri-Tac for that. And then I can just get that on the middle like that. And I do have a bigger clip. I just don't know if it's going to get that far. Oh, it does. Just, let's turn it around. Oh, these are like a bit loose. Let's try it this way. There we go. So we'll just put that on there for a moment, and let me see if I can get a little sentiment there. I think I'm just going to take this one from the ephemera kit, like that. I'm going to take that. Got glue falling all over the place here. My desk looks like a tip. It's all right. It'll all be fine at the end. Whoops. And then we want to just get that over there. Okay, is that straight? Pretty much. And there we have it. So I'm keeping it pretty flat. Pretty flat. I don't think there's anything else I want to put on that side, unless I can find a little piece of holly. Oh, I can. Right, so I'll put that there. I think that's going to just finish it all off. What do you think, guys? Or should I put it at the bottom, a little bit lower? All right, so let's do that. And that's me done for the day. So we'll just get that holly glued, plenty glue on it, and we'll stick it over there like that. And we're good to go. Yeah, so all your ephemera bits now can go in there. You got plenty of space. Look at this, plenty, and I have packed goodies in there before. So this is going to house all the Christmas cards you want to keep, or any of the little, I love keeping the little messages that family, kids especially, write, and my special Christmas cards and notes and whatever. All right, so there we go. There's your pouch. Here's our signatures. And we're going. We are on the road to putting our 2024 Christmas journal together. Thank you so much for following along, guys. I do have kits. Thank you so much for following along, guys. If you're looking for anything that I've used today, please have a look in the description box below this video, or go over to my website. You'll find everything you need there in the new this month or the adornment bundles. They are in the bundles or the Christmas tabs. If you have any questions, drop me a line. I'm always happy to help. Have a fabulous weekend, and I'll see you on Tuesday. Stay well. Bye.